This video might get me canceled, but if you are still sending networking messages as a way to land interviews and offers in this job market, you are doing it all wrong. I don't know who told you to do this, but it could have been your career counselor, a professor, or anyone else in your personal life that told you that you need to send networking messages if you want to have a chance to land interviews and offers in this day and age. But that could not be further from the truth. And I'll tell you why. You are not the only person sending these networking messages to the thousands of recruiters who are currently trying to fill their open positions. However, the thing that stands between you and getting an interview is only your resume, not the perfection of your message and not the people you are actually reaching out to. Because typically the people you are trying to reach out to get an in this hiring process are not really the people who are the decision makers. And even if they are the hiring manager or the hiring team, they just want to see your resume first. And to do that, you have to submit it through their application portals. There's no way that you can get ahead of everyone else in line and ask to have an interview in this way. Has it worked before for other people? Yes. And for the majority of companies and employers out there, this is simply not the case. If you're just being practical about this, there are so many other job seekers other than yourself who are trying to get their name out there. But on the off chance that you do get messages back, they are often telling you, perfect, thank you so much for letting us know. Just make sure you submit your application through the portal and we will get back to you if there is a match. And that message in itself should be enough of an indicator that, hey, I can only do something if your resume and application is actually abiding with what we are trying to go for. So if you know that position would have been 100% great match to you, your experiences, and what you're going for, and you still didn't get even an interview despite sending multiple networking messages, you know that at the end of the day, your application was not the best match. Not you, the application itself. And there's a difference, right? Because you know what you bring to the table, but your resume is not effectively telling the right people why you are the best candidate to be chosen for an interview. If your resume is very vague and you have bullet points that say something like optimizing operational efficiency by 22% in order to engage with stakeholders and improve data-driven decision making and solutions and that doesn't tell anyone anything. And I've worked with a lot of different clients who are entering tech, AI, healthcare, so many other corporate companies in this day and age, and almost every single one of them had that type of bullet point. And that comes from tailoring your resume to every single job description, watering down and diluting your value such that there's no more information about you and your daily responsibilities, and it's more so just a regurgitation of what you do on the job. It's simply just a copy and paste from your job description and just putting in those keywords and hoping that it passes. And I'll tell you this, you are often passing ATS. That is not really the issue here. What you're often forgetting is that there is a second step in this process who is the actual human recruiter. People have come to me saying that if I only get a human recruiter to just view my resume and my application, I know I would get an interview and land the offer. But that's simply not the case, because if you have been tailoring your resume to every single job description and you have a bunch of different keywords in here, you are probably passing ATS unless there's something totally off with your education, your experience level, years of experience, like not having certain keywords that will make or break your resume and application. Yeah, that's probably why you're getting auto rejected by ATS. But if you know you have everything and you are a great match, simply put, your resume is very watered down. So when you pass ATS, notice I'm saying when you pass because you probably are, you are not passing the human recruiter. Recruiters have thousands of applications to get through, and it's not just the one job that they are hiring for. There's so many others that they're working with, especially if they're at a staffing agency and they're working with several different clients and companies. So the problem is, if your resume is tailored, other people are also tailoring their resumes. And that approach is not great, because if you're competing with one application that is diluted with another, you are not going to receive the right opportunities. So naturally, the recruiter is not going to really be able to tell anyone apart, and no one's going to really stand out to them, because at the end of the day, everyone has a diluted resume and no one's showcasing their actual responsibilities, the details of what they do. So how do they optimize operational efficiency? How did you engage with stakeholders? Why did you engage with them? What were the data-driven solutions you provided, and what were the results that came out of that? And ultimately, what was the impact? If you're not answering these types of questions, at the very end of the day, why would the recruiter choose you to give you an interview and offer you the opportunity to vouch for yourself? No one's offering that kind of opportunity anymore, because oftentimes before, if you got in a referral, you typically get an interview and you can like fight for your experiences basically and show that you actually know everything about the role and you are qualified. However, now times have changed. You are competing with my clients who actually have a really strong resume, who have all the details listed and it's accurately representing who they are. They're no longer tailoring their resume to every single job description. They have one resume that's completely done and they just start to apply, which results in interviews and offers. My clients land their six-figure offers within these technical and non-technical industries in corporate within 90 days. And if you know that you want to become the next big success story in your own life and you are tired of following random pieces of advice that you find, and this video actually provided you with clarity, the link to book a time with our team is in the description below. Go ahead and find a time that works best for you. Not only will we do a free resume review, but we'll throw in a mock interview as well, because we never want the resume to just be the perfect shape it can be and just land you interviews. We want to make sure that it's also helping you pass those interviews. And throughout that call, you will finally land the clarity that you were looking for. It's not going to be like, oh, you just need to fix this and this and this. It will actually be, this is what you need to fix, and here are some possible solutions to go about it to figure that out. If you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe, like the video, and write a comment below if you have any more questions that you want me to cover in my next video. Don't forget to follow along on all of our social media platforms, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!